Good morning and welcome to week 5 module. We have officially passed the halfway point, which is kind of exciting for this course. Just wanted to look back a little bit at last week and then give you some pointers going ahead for this week as well. Actually going back to the problem solving module, so many of you mentioned different projects in there that I decided last week to change up my plans for one of my science classes. And we did the design an app code.org lesson that many of you mentioned in there. It's something I had done before. It's been a few years. Did it once before and it went all right. But I, after reading so much of your reflection papers and how problem solving is a good thing. It's just something I don't do well in my class. I felt the exact same thing. So thank you for inspiring me. And with so many of you saying the projects you're going to be doing, I felt like it was a sign that maybe I should be doing some more myself. So we did that, kind of an impact on society that we look at with electronics and inventions. So a little bit of a social studies cross-curricular connection there. But anyway, I had them do the design and app part. They're almost finished with it. They're going to do some marketing on Monday to me on how their app works and give me a little pitch on why I as the app creator should back their app. But what I don't do, this is with middle schoolers with an 8th grade class. I told them we're not making an app out of it, and I really wish we could actually do something like that. And this, again, not something I've done for a couple of years. So if any of you have a great resource or tool that you use for middle school age kids to create an app, that'd be great. I don't know of one. So yeah, shoot me an email if you've got something. That'd be great. This last week, you observed another teacher giving their lesson. Those reflection papers are still trickling in. I realized, this is going to be something that comes in a little slower just because it takes a little time to schedule something like that. So that's great. Keep them rolling in. Keep the discussion going. We'll be moving forward to the new module, but just make sure we wrap that one up as we go along, which I don't think will be tough because this one kind of feeds into it as well. You've got to do a little interview of that teacher as well. Ask them some questions on how they set some things up. This week being on developing lessons and projects. And, whether you teach a computer science class right now or not, it's always good to check in, interview, observe other teachers on how they do what they do, how they distribute their craft, how they develop that craft and bring it to their students. So hopefully you found that valuable. And as we move into this week, you're going to be creating your own lesson, your own project, I guess. And again, some of you not actively teaching one specific grade level right now. And some of you have mentioned already to me, like, hey, I don't have much flexibility in what I do get to teach because of AP standards and projects and stuff like that. But I would just encourage you to use what we've got so far, the parts we've hit on, problem solving, being very intentional in objectives and how we deliver those objectives and how we assess and give feedback to students so that it's a meaningful thing to them, and just outline that in your project as well. Feel free to use code.org as you do that. If you want to pull something from there, an idea that you've seen, something you've seen from in the discussion boards from one of the classmates you've read on, go right ahead and do that. Modify it as you see fit. Make it work for your grade level would be great. If you do get a resource from another location, make sure you cite that using the APA format. So I'll keep it short this week. Here's your to-do list. Interview, and you've got the questions listed on the module content page. Make sure you tell us who you interviewed. I know that's something that we usually forget sometimes. You just list the questions and the responses. Make sure you tell us who you interviewed, maybe grade level, the class you saw or something like that. That'd be great. And then building that project, make sure you have, it's helpful, I guess, to have clearly defined sections. Sometimes we just write a full paragraph of, I'm doing this, I'm going to assess this way, and just goes on, and just kind of runs on. But make sure we have clearly defined sections maybe where, hey, these are my objectives, this is what I'm going to do, here's how I'm going to assess them. It breaks it down a little bit nicer, and we can kind of see the transition points within a lesson as well. I think that's all I got. So interview, post it in the discussion board, and your project submitted to me for next week. So hope it's all going well. Keep emailing me if you have questions. Thanks.